Okay, I got a question though.
Who
is a better basketball player, Brandon Ingram or Jaylen Brown?
Brandon Ingram.
Damn.
Because their defense is a lot closer than their offense to me. So.
I think if you ask Jaylen Brown to do what Brandon Ingram does, I think he'll fail
absolutely.
Terribly.
We've seen him on fast breaks driving to 3 people for no reason.
I just want to think about it.
So if that's what he's doing in transition, what's he doing in the half court?
I've given up the Jason Tatum argument. Like if you were to ask me 2 years ago, I'd be like, you know what? I really think it ain't that far apart. But now, I'll give it to Tatum. But
You was doing this last year. Why are you saying 2 years ago? You're a liar. You were just doing this last year. And I was like, that's so insane. He just made first team all NBA.
You didn't he was doing against the Suns without Zion? I'm just...
Man.
They took him to 6. They took him to 6 without Zion. He averaged 27?
That moved you?
Yes, that very much moved me.
What's Tatum average last playoff?
I don't know.
29, 30?
As his team made the finals?
Who?
Do you remember? Jason Tatum, his team made the finals last year.
The Celtics are a much better team than the Pelicans.
Well, I don't know, because the Pelicans won 2 straight chips in 2K. And I didn't make any moves.
Yeah, it's funny. On 2K, if you sim through, they always like a juggernaut at some point.
Man. They were
2K's real life, though.
We're the first seed at some point this season.
Zion
they were when Zion was healthy.
Distractions in 2K.
They just can't stay healthy for the life of them.
Yeah, that's the big issue.
That's really it.
My fault. I got distracted from Brian's original point. Brandon, you got point guard? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No, let's not do that.
That's not that, bro.
But why?
No. Hear me out. Ingram is a good playmaker. I think he's one of the best. Would I consider a wing? Would I consider him a wing? I don't know.
He's a wing. He's a
wing.
I agree with that.
He's one of the better playmakers. I was looking at the stats because I was arguing with Christian about Paul George before he left at Caleb shit. But he was I think second or third in small forwards with assists. So he was up there with PG.
Great as a playmaker.
Right, but you should not have these dudes being the point.
I mean, he was practically the point in the Sun series. It works. I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but it can. If you put the right pieces around them, they could. They could do something.
But why do that with this roster?
No, I agree. Well, it's probably because CJ McCollum is such a weak point on defense, where it's if you're not going to be playing him during long stretches, you gotta Brandon Ingram is your best facilitator. If it's not CJ
McCollum's not on the floor, you're saying?
Yeah, which is gonna be if they don't retool this roster, there's gonna be a lot of that, especially come playoff time.
Retool.
Or shake it up, man.
Man, that roster's pretty set. I can't lie to you. Yeah, he's off 30 mimosas. My God.
Yeah, they're right.
He's the boy Brian.
That Wi-Fi is cooked.
Shit. Oh yeah.
I can hear bits and pieces.
Mexico internet's so crazy.
Yo, dang man,
Oh yeah, he's cooked.
He about to go tie his Jones and leave.
He's so fucking cooked.
You don't even know that we can't hear him.
It look cool though. I need to get the name of the place he at. I need to put this in my books.
Oh man, looking forward to everything that's happening in our future. Shout out Hyper. Nobody said nothing about it yet. Shout out to Tyus. Hope y'all have a good episode. Hope y'all having fun. Y'all, I couldn't end my streak. Of not being on the podcast. So y'all be blessed.
You're not even recording right now.
Look at Nate, man. What a guy.
Look at Nate.
My favorite. That's my favorite part.
I appreciate that.
That's dedication right there, man. Where's Caleb and Brandon at? We're going to have a talk with them. I logged in from Mexico, and they in their own states, man. This is so crazy. And, man, y'all be blessed. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend.
You stay safe, big bro.
All right, man.
Bro, fuck. Let's call this nigga big bro.
He said, bro.
He heard you too.
All right, well.
Hey, you was recording, right? Let's tell you was recording that.
With that, welcome to the What's the Play podcast. Appreciate you for that, that quick intro from Christian. You know what I'm saying? Had a quick, Brandon Ingram debate and all that good stuff. For the people that are wondering, Caleb, is a little, running. He said he's running on a couple hours of sleep, so we want to give him a chance to rest. You know what I'm saying? We got more episodes to do, so we'll be fine.
Caleb's running on a few hours of sleep, and Brandon's literally running right now. He's literally running. So both of them just running on different things, and then which is in Mexico. So that's 4. And I'm gonna let Brian lead the,
Yeah.
What are y'all running on right now?
You said what?
So what are y'all running on right now? Since we talking about running,
I'm chilling, even though I had the 8-hour shift today.
Yeah, man. I ain't lead off to about 6, but we here. We here.
Let's see, what am I running on? I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Had to wake up early, do a little airport drop off.
All right, well, we're gonna pray that JB doesn't snooze off during this episode. But yeah, so we'll get into our first topic of the day.
So I want to start by saying, Victor Wembanyama, have not been as high on him as everyone else has. I feel like we keep seeing it over and over again. Keep seeing it over and over. Bobo. We've seen Dragon Bender. We've seen
Dragon Bender. Oh my gosh.
We keep seeing all these 7 feet tall, agile centers who can shoot and dribble and do everything. Oh, they the next one. They that one.
No.
Of course, that's Porzingis. Bro, he shot less than 30% from 3. He has more turnovers than assists. Can we just calm down?
The guys you just mentioned, though, like, are not as agile as Wemby, though. Like, the biggest alert to him for me, and I think what a lot of people see is, like, obviously, yes, he's a project, but the ceiling is there, and then also there's no, like, Kristaps doesn't work because Kristaps is not moving like this.
And he doesn't put the ball on the floor like
he
that.
wasn't. Even then, the flashes he did show, no, not like Wemby. Wemby is so fluid at his size, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, Wemby is someone you can legitimately play at the wing because of just how comfortable he is moving laterally with the ball in his hands. You can't.
We hear what we're saying.
No, I'm saying
nobody was saying that about Kristaps, about being able to play on the wing.
Actually, someone did tell me before Kristaps was drafted that the Knicks gonna play him at the 3, and I thought they were crazy. Just like how I think Nate's crazy for saying this.
Nobody can move like Wemby, man. At that height, Kristaps cannot move like that, even before the ACL injury.
I know it's one play, but I have yet to see anybody shoot a step back, land,
and get a putback,
and get a putback in the same play.
Imani Bates did that 4 years ago.
In high school.
He's not that nice.
In high school.
Not that nice.
Well, you gotta understand, like, you're not drafting Victor based on, like, right now. You're based on just on his potential. If you, like, just everything he's done is, like Nate said, the way he just moves different. That's just not.
It's not
most 7'3". My fault. His official height is 73.5 without shoes, as we have some people in the pod real picky on height. 73.5. Come on now. That's not, people don't move like that. That's not normal.
Okay.
He moves almost with a guard the ball. His pull up is damn near like a guard. I don't want to say who it looks like, because we have done that too many times over the years.
Tell me who.
But
Kevin Durant.
Oh no! I didn't want to say it. You said it.
Don't do that. No. Yeah, that's a little crazy.
People to Kevin Durant, bro, and they fail to be Kevin Durant.
He's not. I don't think he's Kevin Durant.
Who have they done that to?
Jonathan Isaac, Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram. I don't know. Is that crazy?
What are we doing here?
They gave Brandon Miller KD comps this year.
No, they're giving him somebody else comps.
They give him PG
Paul George
comps.
and KD.
There you go.
I've seen the KD comps from Brandon Miller.
No, ignore them KD comps because
he does not play like him at all.
He does not play Kevin Durant. I just said parts. The way he moves, it just like, come on.
It's the fluidity.
Bobo, like, show some fucking respect. Okay, like, Bobo, come on. You said Bobo. Chet, I can at least understand a little bit, but the rest of those is disrespectful.
Look how fluid this. Hold up, let me see. Look how fluid this is.
Oh boy.
That's not.
Come on.
Did he practice that?
Yeah,
it don't matter. Look at this. You're not supposed to move like that at 7'3". He's getting out of the ball. He puts it between his legs and shoots a one-leg 3. What?
Let me ask you, what are your expectations for Victor Wembanyama
Year one.
This year? Year one?
No.
Year one.
Who cares?
Rookie of the year for sure. Rookie of the year. Few highlight.
Rookie of the year. Okay.
Definitely Sports Center top 10 highlight. At least like 2 or 3 of those.
I agree.
You know what's crazy? I don't think he's gonna win Rookie of the Year.
I don't think so either.
We'll come back to that.
Who do you think is gonna win it? Oh, I guess we'll come back.
I'm about to say y'all can give who your Rookie of the Year is as we continue because I'm sure we're going. No. I'm assuming we're gonna get to that one of those people. His numbers. This is real conservative, even though I think he'll be the number one option. I'm gonna say 17, 6 because 6 rebounds, 3 assists because I'm not too sure about his playmaking yet. Probably a steal and a block and a half. I know that's crazy, but
1 block and a half. Okay. Brian's closer to where I think. That's okay.
You want to hear what I think he'll average?
Oh my goodness,
Nate! You want to know what I think?
Let me hear Nate first, because JG might be crazy.
This is gonna sound crazy. I think he can average a double year one.
That's not crazy to me. That's not too crazy.
18 and 10.
I think like 19 and 10.
I think if he operates in the post
You said
and in
20 and 10, but 19 and 10 is too much.
I think if he operates,
I'm
I was gonna say, I think if he operates in the paint a lot more, especially defensively, I think he can get more rebounds. I just don't know how they're going to utilize him yet. And like Nate said, I think he'll be a little bit more around the perimeter, even though I think they might try. I know I made this comparison earlier. Well, not a comparison per se, but I think they might, Pop might try to use him the way he used a certain number 1 pick, a while
Okay,
back.
you're done.
You hear what y'all saying about this dude?
He don't even play like that nigga, so that would be crazy.
I'm just saying from a certain mid-range perspective. I'm not saying I'm not saying they go throw it to him in the post 40 times a game because that's not going to happen.
How about you, Jalen? What's your expectations, man?
Now, I gotta provide context of why I expect.
Oh, you don't?
Outside of Vic, who really gonna score for us?
Keldon, Devin.
But let's be serious.
I'm serious. Keldon, Devin. Romeo doesn't get
enough. That's like me saying Ty Jones and Jordan Poole.
Keldon did Keldon not just average like almost 20 points per game?
Yeah.
He averages 22 on 45% shooting.
That is cool. That's understandable. That is great numbers. We talking about Victor here. Vic, I swear Greg's gonna let Victor do what the hell he wants. I swear
Victor's gonna come in better than Keldon Johnson.
This is crazy.
I did not say that. I just said
that's what it sounds like.
Victor's gonna have more leeway than.
Okay, that's fair.
Which is gonna make me think he's gonna average 20, 10, 3 assists. 2.
We all agree on the assists. This is hilarious.
Let me finish the last one. 2 blocks a game.
2? Alright, okay.
Any steals?
How many steals?
I think he could average 2 blocks a game.
I think 2 is possible. I think it is. If they use it like 2. If they use it like Chris Stapps, I think they could get 2.
I don't think he's gonna be at the 5. I think he'll roam a lot, and it's just like dog.
He's fucking like 7'5", dog. With the shoes on, he's 7'5". Yeah.
Oh, but he moves so different. He
moves so crazy.
Like, I really think he can be guarding somebody from the wing and get a block on somebody that's coming from the other side of the court. Like, he's gonna move that move. Man, come on now. And then steals, his arm's long as hell. If he can't get at least half a steal a game, then it's a problem. That might be too low for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
How many steals Giannis?
Oh my god.
I'm assuming Nate's looking it up.
Percentage? Ooh, that joint might look a little nasty.
No. Field goal percentage, he'll be in like the 50s. Like probably like around 54, 55.
So I'm going to say 51, 52. 3%.
I say 50.
32, 33.
Yeah, like somewhere between 32 and 34 from 3. Free throw percentage, I'm assuming he's a good free throw shooter, so I'm going to say about 83% from the line.
You're assuming? Let me back that up for you. Hold on.
If he ever gets his 3 percentage to 35% from the field, and I think he plays the defense he should, and his ball handling doesn't just disappear out of thin air, he will easily be the best player in the league. No? Is that crazy?
The best player in the league in how many years?
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's the best player in the league right now and how old they are. Because he would have to be better than Jokic, Giannis, Tatum, and them. So
I think Jokic is like 27, 28.
45 years. He should be in the top, at least at minimum here, top 15. I'm not gonna be like who the hell said that on TV?
Was it Broussard or was it?
Yes, he said that if he's like AD or like Hakeem, that's a disappointment. That is,
Like, bro,
I almost said the word again. That is really dumb. It's like, come on, that's not even your expectations. Is like he got to be up there with Jordan and Bron basically at that point. Like that's just unrealistic.
Okay. I'm glad I would like my individuals because the narrative that's been going on with him is insane.
I've seen some saying like, I still don't even think he's the greatest prospect of all time. I still got Bron in my opinion, but it's like,
well, they just saying the greatest since Bron, from what I've been hearing.
I've seen people saying he's better than Bron, but
I've seen that. I mean,
that's crazy.
It's kind of crazy. They're putting expectations on the man that just kind of unfair. But I've seen his interview with JJ Redick and other people that he's done interview with since he got drafted. He seems like a real, level-headed guy. He reminds me of a certain point guard without the other things he's said over times. Kyrie mentally, he understands his place on the court. He doesn't have basketball as everything to him. Yeah, not Ja. I make sure
not gonna lie.
Yeah, not Ja. Kyrie, other than the crazy stuff. Yeah, he's more grounded. He understands that basketball isn't everything to him. He has bigger goals outside of basketball, and he seems like he gets a really good head on the shoulder. So Vic, but getting to the second pick, and who I think is going to win Rookie of the Year.
Wait. I want to get my expectations for Victor.
Oh yeah, you didn't give your numbers yet.
Are you gonna sound like a hater?
Go ahead, JB. Go ahead, JB. This might be a clip.
It might be a clip. Here's what it is. I looked at the per 36 numbers for Bobo.
What?
I think that is a good estimate,
Nate,
of Victor Wembanyama's numbers for his rookie year. This
Nate,
year,
you're not gonna say nothing
Bobo.
about this?
I want to hear him out first.
I'm trying to see where he going with this because this is crazy.
Per 36 this year, Bobo first he played 70 games. I think Vic can play like 30. He probably not 30. Sorry, probably.
I'm about to say 30 would be
65.
so crazy.
He gets 65. He might get hurt. Whatever. We saw what happened to Chet Holmgren, but we'll see what happens.
Why do you keep doing this with every player?
Just saying.
Jalen always does this with every player, bro. I swear. He's always like, hey, man, he could get hurt. Like, come on, man.
Chet got hurt. Stopping Bron in the.
I still don't know why he was trying to do that.
He would have tried to stop Bron in the NBA game. The same thing would happen.
No, he wouldn't.
Anyways, so Bobo averaged 15 points per game. Again, per 36. 15 points per game. 9.7 rebounds. 1.7 assists. 2 blocks. 0.7 steals. Shot 26.5% from 3 and 75.9% from the free throw line. I think those are fair expectations for Victor Wembanyama.
25 from 3 is a fair expectation?
He shot 27-3 this past year, Brian.
I mean, he's in one foot.
And now he's shooting further back.
Yeah, but I think I'm not gonna lie, if he attempts that 1 foot fadeaway without, extreme confidence from the coaching staff, they're gonna beat the shit out of him. So I don't think he's gonna try that. Hopefully, he'll have leeway, but he's not gonna be shooting the crazy shots we've been seeing over in France. Come on. I hope not.
You don't think? Oh, he shot regular 3-pointers. You know that too, right? He just missed them.
Yeah, he shot normal threes, but I mean, you see some of the attempts. You think the makes, of course, but you won't be shooting those crazy. Yeah, I get what you're saying. 25 though.
25.
That's what I'm saying. 25, like not even 30, like 25.
He shot 27% from 3 last
on
year.
How many 3-point attempts? How many 3-point attempts per? How many 3-point attempts per game?
He shoot last year?
Yes.
I think like 4. It was like 4. I was just looking at it.
Shot 5 a game last
year. Yeah, it was 4.7. Yeah, 5.
Shot 5 a game.
I don't know if they're gonna let him shoot 5 threes a game. I think they'll let him do 3 or 4. I don't know about 5.
I think 2 or 3. So I think that's fair. 15 points, 10 rebounds. If he keep doing that one leg shot and go, catch and dunk, you'll get rebounds. As long as he keep missing 3s.
So he's matching what? Wendell Carter?
Yeah.
That sounds like Wendell Carter stat you just read to me.
Okay. Fair. I think that's fair. Wendell Carter's like the borderline top 10, 15 center in the league.
I think he's top 10.
Top 10, 15, depending on what you like. Top 10, 15 center. I think Vic can come in and be a top 10, 15 center. He's not going to be top 5 center, I don't think. No.
Well, of course not. You
he
see the competition.
Okay, my bad. He's a power forward. I'm sorry.
He'd be a 4.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He won't be. He definitely won't be top 5 there.
I don't know why.
He'll be a top.
Why is he not a center, Jalen?
Hold him now. Wait, let me think about power forwards.
You see Giannis, AD,
He might.
Tatum, if you
He
consider
might
him a
come in
4.
at top 10 power forward.
A question.
Is that crazy?
You think his rookie year is be better than what Paolo's was this past year?
Yes.
I don't know. That's a high bar. That's like saying somebody's gonna have a better season than Justin
But
Herbert.
not because it'll be more efficient, just because I think that Magic team honestly had more options, just scoring wise outside of.
Didn't Paolo still average 20?
Paolo averaged 20. Last year, who on the Mavericks last year before Paolo averaged more than 20? Because Keldon Johnson's put up 22.
Right, you're talking about just two players, him and Devin, right? Then that
Yeah, but
Magic team have Wendell and Fultz and Paul Anthony and forgetting somebody. Hold on, what's that white boy name? Come on,
Franz.
y'all can help me here.
Franz Wagner.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Wendell
Yeah,
too.
somebody
Can't
else,
forget
too.
Wendell.
Yeah, Jalen Suggs, right?
Right, and just come on,
Okay.
compare that to the Spurs, where that's what I'm saying. It's like Victor's already like third best scorer in that team. He hasn't even played a minute yet.
We don't know what he looks like too. And also, I was gonna say like the Bol comparison. I feel like is in bad faith because like Bol had that great 2-week stretch in November this past year, but he was unplayable for a great portion of the year because he does not give any effort defensively, and at times he can be black hole on offense. Wemby's like a much more well-rounded player. We haven't seen nobody like this at this size. And I think the biggest thing comes summer league when he plays. He's not going to be in the California Classic, but when they're in Vegas, I think what people are going to be surprised by with him is like how good he is defensively. I think like in France already, like I think in international play, like 1 year he had more blocks than Gobert. Like, and the thing with him is he can cover more ground than Rudy. Like he's going to make some people look crazy when they're like maybe like 20 feet out from contesting something, but he'll cover ground just like swat something. I'm telling you, man, like.
He could possibly make second team All NBA defense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He could.
It's gonna be a lot of contenders, but yeah, I guess.
If he averaged at least 2.5 blocks, Jaren Jackson averaged 3 this year, something like that. I think he could be up there. The defense is valid. It's the offense where it's like y'all need to slow down. Him and Jeremy Sochan in that front court.
Yeah, they had Jeremy in the front court.
Oh, Jeremy Sochan.
I like that. That defense is gonna be elite.
He's good defensively.
He is. But we can talk about Scoot now. Yeah,
Scoot was not the next pick.
He was
The
the
next
second
pick
pick.
was
my bad.
Brandon Miller, my pick for Rookie of the Year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, like you've already said multiple times, that fit is the best fit for the Hornets. And then once LaMelo comes back, I think that it'll just, I can't say it's going to run really well because the Hornets, but it'll look really good for Brandon Miller. And I think his stats will show that they'll probably be more consistent compared to Victor, as Victor's kind of figuring out, especially coming to NBA from overseas. You know, I heard some overseas players say that they think, you know, overseas is, I guess, more difficult than NBA. We'll see how that goes for Victor. But, you know, Brandon Miller, I think it'll just kind of, I think the best way to describe his game is just smooth. And I don't think much is really going to change. They said the same thing about Paulo Ferrell, and it looked really well for him last season. So I don't expect much different from Brandon Miller. I hope he doesn't have the what's his name, Jared Culver curse, where you play March Madness awful and you just continue to do that in the NBA. That was still one of the worst March Madness performances I've ever seen in my life. But still, through most of the season, Brandon Miller was still hoping through adversity.
Man's dropped 41.
So I think, and dropped 41 as they were saying some crazy things in the crowd. I can't repeat it because it's just insane to say to a grown man. But, you know, I think he's probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think it was, still don't think it was the right pick, but it made the pick if he wanted to fit well with LaMelo. So Michael Jordan did his last little pick, and hopefully he get the hell out of there as soon as possible. I'll let y'all talk about that.
Well, Brandon will definitely be another fit versus talent case, just like how Wiseman versus LaMelo has been, ironically, involving the Charlotte Hornets as well.
Yeah, how to work out for him.
Exactly. So this is gonna be very interesting to see, because a lot of people have been talking about Brandon Miller potentially playing the two, and I think that's possible if you bring back both Miles Bridges and PJ Washington. So that would be interesting to see. So I'm just gonna. So I think he'll be top 3 of Rookie of the Year voting for sure. I just don't know if he's gonna outshine Victor outside of maybe like their summer league game, so to speak. But outside of that, I don't know. So just to give my projections, I think it's a lot of scoring on that team. So I'll say 15, 5, 2, probably 2 assists. Probably a steal and a half, and then maybe like half a block if that. On probably 45 from the field, 33 from 3, probably about 5 or 6 3-point attempts a game. That may be a little higher usage than that may be a little bit higher, but then probably what's going to actually happen. But I'm thinking probably 5 or 6 threes a game. Free throw percentage probably somewhere between 85 to 88%.
Okay, I can go next. So in our personal draft for the rookies, I chose to pass Brandon Lillard and I chose to start Thompson. Part of that is because I expected the Charlotte Hornets to take Brandon Miller, the second pick. I myself, like I said, I saw the fit, but I agreed that Scoot Henderson should be taken at that spot. I was hoping that the Hornets would select him because I don't think any player selected by the Hornets hands out that well. Wemba did well, LaMelo's doing well, but historically, that's by the Hornets. It's not a good setup for you. So that possibly getting Miles Bridges back, still have Gordon Hayward on contract. Don't know what they're doing with Kelly Oubre.
Forgot about
PJ
Gordon.
Washington's still there. Terry Rozier's still there. It's competition in terms of scoring. I guess we'll see. I don't even know what to project for his points. I mean, I don't see it going too well for him. But first year, I'll say 12 points or something like that. Yeah, that's my best thing on that. I don't think he'll Rookie of the Year. I think he might be out the top 3, in my opinion. I think Amen Thompson has a better case over him.
Nate?
I feel like JB said that pretty. I mean,
We talking about Brandon Miller.
yeah, I know, but for some reason I was thinking about Amen. I think it was in terms of fit, right? I guess it's the right pick you put next to a LaMelo Ball. I think the thing for me is like the biggest thing for me and is for his game is if he develops at least the ability to, and I think it's his biggest glaring issue is, can you create looks for yourself and can you finish at the rim? And I think like a lot of people point to like how he shot the ball in the tournament, and it's a 3-game sample, which is fine. But the only thing is like, as a jump shooter, like at times when you go to slumps volatile. So if you have a slump, if your ability to get to especially as a team that's I'm sure aspiring to reach postseason play again, when the game becomes a half-court game, can you get to the rim? Can you get looks for yourself? I think pairing him with a playmaker like LaMelo will mask that, but I think in terms of his personal development, that'll be the biggest thing. I think he's the one guy in this draft too, like where 5 years from now that discussion is going to be like, oh, like he didn't pan out, or like, oh wow, like people who said he shouldn't be a second pick were wrong. Like I think the dialogue with him has been very charged on like both ends of the spectrum. I feel like a lot of people aren't. Not many people fall in the middle. And I think in retrospect, it's going to be funny how like that turns out. But I think I don't think it was a bad pick, right? Like I know since it's the second pick, I don't know if you go with the idea of like drafting for best possible pick. I think drafting for fit is not terrible, considering this guy's potential. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I like the pick, but I think, I mean, obviously with all these guys, but judgment in the next couple of years will probably be the consensus. Like, I just don't think it's fair to grade him out now because I think there's so much in terms of his development that'll come into play.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's the power of the second pick. You could either be seen as Sam Bowie, or you could be seen as Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
I mean, I think just quickly, instead of doing like stats, I'm just gonna say like who I think he could be in the league because I can't even give you no stat.
That's fine.
I don't even know what the team's gonna look like. Is LaMelo confirmed to be ready for the season? That's my first question.
I would assume so.
Cool.
I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
Same here, JB. But
because if he doesn't, then not picking Scoot might look a little crazy.
I mean, yeah, I've heard the Paul George comparisons and all that, but I think I see him more of as Danny Granger, to be honest with you. Still a good wing player until the injuries took him out, but still a good wing player. So if Hornets can get a Danny Granger level player out of Brandon Miller, I think that's great. The only problem is if Scoot ends up being what some people say he could be, then it's gonna look a little crazy. It ain't gonna look it's gonna look a lot crazy looking back, saying, "Oh wow, they got a decent wing player, but they got like a Hall of Fame level
could add a generational talent."
Yeah, so it's gonna look a little crazy, but I mean, at least they dropped for Finn, right? That's cool.
Hey, the last time they did this guard for a forward thing, they had SGA and they traded for Miles Bridges. We saw that one.
It's weird though, because I feel like this discourse with Scoot and Brandon reminds me a lot of like the talk with like Suggs and Scotty Barnes. And a lot of people thought Suggs was the consensus pick for Toronto, and we know how that looks now. So that's where I'm kind of. I think like. I don't know. I think this may be. I think Scoot is phenomenal. But this is a guy like I look at his tenure at Bama last year, who a lot of times willed that Bama team to win during the regular season, and he has like prototypical size. And the thing with Scoot, at least right now, is like if there's one knock on his game, is that he needs to be better as a shooter. Not that he's terrible, but I think at times he was just he wasn't. I don't know. I thought he didn't shoot the ball well enough. But again, when you look at him physically and the traits he has as point guard and as a playmaker and going downhill, it's great, right? I don't know. I don't think it's fair to just say like, oh, Scoot's gonna be like this all, like Hall of Fame point guard. When I think Brandon Miller has if everything works out, has a really good chance of being an all-star in like the next couple of years, all-star caliber player. So.
All right, so I guess we go say JG.
Did you want to do the top 3, 4, 5? Just want to know when we're gonna stop that.
We'll see. We can try to speed run through the next couple, and then we'll figure it out.
I think we should at least get the 5. Just quickly about Scoot, I think that was the right pick. Obviously, just based on the talent and who was left. Only thing is less about Scoot, more about Dame, and I guess he's still deciding on what he wants. I don't know. I'm tired of getting Chris Haynes notifications about Dame. I think I wake up, it's a new Dame notification. Dame's meeting Draymond. Dame's thinking about his future. Dame's deciding what he wants to do. Dame's meeting with the team. Dame wants to go to the Heat. Dame doesn't want to go to the Heat. Dame wants to stay here. I'm tired of it. I just, for the rest of the young guards development, I wish they figured that out. The team has now, 3 good young guards? I might be true. You gotta let me know.
Well, no, 3. They got 3 young guards, yeah. Because they got Sharp, Simons, and Scoot.
Right. So it's like, at some point, Dame's talking about he wants to have a win-now team. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure if you just want this team to forfeit their future for you, because you're not who you think you are. I don't know who you think you are. You're not Jordan.
Especially not for Draymond and Jeremy. Like, I understand Jeremy was already there, but...
Yeah, you're not,
bro.
I mean, you're not...
This is the 2001. This is the 2001 where you can will your team to victory by yourself as a scorer.
I think in the last 20 years, how many guards have been the best player on their championship team? You got Steph, you got Kobe,
D-Wade for 06, arguably.
Yeah, and that team also had Shaq.
I know that's what I said. Arguably,
so it's like, damn, you gotta be more realistic, man. Let's come on. Let's stop wasting people's time. I'll let y'all. If y'all got anything about Scoot, y'all can go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I don't have any statistical predictions for this one because, kind of like JG said, we have no idea what's gonna happen yet.
Wait, do y'all think? Quick question: do y'all think he would play the 2?
I think he's coming off the bench if Dame's still there. Unless you're trading Simons, I think he's coming off the bench. Which sounds so crazy to say, but that's the case. Now, I'm tired of it. For my sake, obviously, as the guy that drafted Scoot in the previous episode, go check that out if you haven't yet. I would like to see him, obviously get some good PT, whether that means Dame gets moved or for some reason Portland's able to pull off. I mean, it's not going to happen because New Orleans isn't going to do it, but hey, if they were willing to give up Zion for Scoot and like some picks or something, even though that's not going to happen, but yeah, I hope he gets some good time his first year, but if Dame's still going to be there, that third pick is going to look so crazy potentially. At least for year one.
Yeah, he's too good. I was gonna say he's just too good of a prospect for him to be coming off the bench for a team that's not going to be contending for a chip. Honestly, I think like in terms of, I think he has one of the higher ceilings out of anybody in this draft, if not the highest. I know we talk about Wemby, but the biggest thing with Wemby is like staying healthy. But look at this guy. He's like from an athleticism level, he's in that Rose Westbrook mold, and he has potential to be a great defender, even though he's quote unquote undersized. He's like what 6?
I think he's 6'2".
6'2",
6'3"?
right? But he has a 6'9" wingspan though, so he's already a great playmaker. He can score inside. If he can become a real consistent jump shooter, then yeah, he'll be the best player from this draft. But that's if Wemby doesn't pan out.
Maybe
it's hard.
Yeah, when I'm looking at Scoot, man, like I said, it depends on where Dame is when the season starts. I believe that Scoot will start next to Dame. Simon's come off the bench. I know he did well this season. That's cool and all, but now we're looking at pedigree. Just spent a 3rd overall pick, and compared to at Fernie, he was, 29 or 30? No, he's 29 or 28, something like that. Thank you for, filling in the role when Dame's gone, but, now it's time for the big dogs to do their thing. I think it'd be good having Scoot next to Dame in the lineup. One, for spacing reasons. I know at Fernie's, he's high volume, highly accurate 3-point shooter, but Dame is on another level. You already know that. I think fair expectations, if Dame is not there, I think if it looks at something similar to De'Aaron Fox's rookie numbers, like, like 12 points a game. If Dame, I might have said that wrong, but if Dame is there, yeah, like 12 points a game. If Dame's not there, see something like Ja, so like 17 a night, I think 17 a night, 7 assists, something similar to that. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Definitely exciting.
All right, so do we want to group the next 2 picks together, or do we want to do these separate? How do we want to do that?
Just knock these last 2 out.
All right, well, obviously 4 and 5, the first brothers to ever be picked top 10 period in the same draft. The Thompson twins, both Asar and Amin. I'm assuming one of them was going to be your rookie of the year prediction, JB.
Oh no, he's in my top 3. I think Scoot's going.
Okay.
I don't think Dame's going to be there.
Okay.
I think Dame's going to help him win some games at the beginning, and when Dame's traded, Scoot's going to cruise the wins and his play to the rookie of the year. Look at that. No, look at me. Look at me. Open your eyes. Look at me.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy about that. Him and Scoot together, him on a team, they're going to win
games. This is such a complex way for him to win this rookie of the year compared to players that's going to
basically dependent on the Dame trade.
Like, you're depending on Dame to get traded mid-season. That's what you just said. That was so crazy to you.
Yeah. Maybe 20 games to the season. Yeah, you think we gone? Before the season starts?
Hear me out. If they actually do what Dame wants and actually attempt to get Draymond and Jeremy Grant back, they're gonna blow it up after 20 games.
You mean you think they're getting Draymond?
They want him. I don't know if they're gonna get him, but they want him.
Oh, I think they're gonna basically go with the same amount, the same team they had last year, right? And the team they had last year was the 7th seed for a while. and then they started losing games. I think they're going to be in like the playoff tier for the first 20 games, and then they'll find a deal for Dame. Then Scoot can carry the rest of the weight. But the other rookies, the Hornets can be worse than them, I think. Spurs definitely be worse than them. I think he can beat those two out.
If they're in the playoff tier, why are they looking to move Dame?
Yeah.
Because they're not good enough. Because Dame wants championship, not just end of the playoffs. Just at the end of the playoffs this past year, look what happened. They fell out. You see what I'm saying? So to be in the same predicament again, still going to win out, I believe.
But didn't they fall out because due to injury?
And they shut Dame down.
Right. So
wait. So you think if Dame get injured, they still make playoffs?
They had a shot, just like
at least
Mavericks did.
If
They
you
were
just
both
make
in the
play-in.
Both,
I
about to say they were
think they were
literally in
right.
a play contention.
I think they want to be. Dame wants to have more than just making a play. That's what I'm saying.
And if you look at the NBA Finals this year,
Yeah, we had LeBron and Anthony Davis, but continue, please.
No, not that team.
Who
The
made the
team that
finals?
made the finals.
Oh, you talking about the Heat with Jimmy Butler and Bam? Who is Bam on that team? Who's Tyler Hero on that team?
Draymond, Anthony Simons.
You don't believe
Saying
that?
that Draymond is Bam is so crazy, bro.
I think Simons is better than Hero. I'm just saying.
He is.
I did.
He is.
Okay, you can have that take. Who's Bam again? Like I'll ask one more time. Who's Bam?
If you
From a value
No,
standpoint,
no,
it would probably have to
no,
be Simons.
No. I know who you're gonna say too. He's like
You didn't know what I was gonna say.
Oh, you're so sick, man.
Is Nurkic one of the players you're gonna mention when you say combine?
Yeah, if you combine him, Jeremy Grant, and Draymond, and like together, you get 75% of them. That's come on now.
You don't even
And
believe
then
that.
once you combine these players, you still got Scoot and come on. Come on. Y'all see the potential? My fault. But like in all seriousness, you're expecting them to be in the play-in, right? But basically in the playoffs. You said 7 seed around that area, but still
for the first 20 games or so.
But blow the team up.
Not blowing the team up. Just trading Dame, not blowing the team up.
That's blowing.
Blowing the team up.
That's blowing.
That's retooling. Wait, so trading KD was blowing the team up?
Retooling? You're trading
KD was definitely blowing the team up.
On the team up.
How are you retooling if you're getting like they're not competing for
it's the start of a
a
rebuild.
deep
It's
playoff
a
run.
rebuild. Yeah, I'm about to say.
Because I don't know what return are you gonna get though.
Retooling would be like the Celtics trading Jalen for Dame and like trying to get an upgrade that way. That's retooling.
That's a retool.
That's not
Dame.
That could be a deal.
But if the Celtics give Jalen the Supermax, they can't trade him.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying like those type of deals can happen.
You think the Trailblazers get back a star, like an actual good player in mid-season?
Dame?
Yeah, for Dame.
They get a borderline All-Star. Yeah, I think so.
They can't even get one in the offseason right now.
I don't know yet. We got to see how the offseason goes. That's what I'm saying. 20 games into the season.
I'm just trying to understand. Right now, it's clearly up to Dame. Why would they wait 20 games in the season while in the playoff picture is saying, you know what, Dame?
Thank you, Jalen.
We had enough of you. Let's get you out of here.
It's not that they're going to say that. It's Dame who won't be satisfied.
Dame's going to decide that?
It won't be they won't be where they want him to be, where he wants the team to be. He wants the team to be in championship contention. They're still at the 9th seed. 20 games into the season, I'm sure he won't feel that. They just did.
Remember how last season was? The gap between like the second, third seed and the 9th tip was like 2.5 games for most of the season. So how could you determine?
Every year the Blazers are at that.
Now you're just assuming. That's too big of an assumption,
I'm just
man.
saying, given the history, they've been in that bottom tier of the playoffs.
You believe in the Portland front office too much, JB. That's what it is. You believe in the Portland front office too much.
So.
Because you think that they're going to trade. You think that they would be willing to trade Damian Lillard 20 games into the season if they're in the playoff picture.
You gotta understand if they start this season with Dame finishing the season on that team. I can guarantee.
I disagree with that.
Like they would have to bottom out for Dame to probably go in there and say, "Okay, trade
like
me."
a bottom 4 seed, and that's even then. Because we saw that last season. We was like what, the 10th, 11th. We made it into the play-in at least.
But now he's giving more.
He's what?
He's giving what?
He's giving more. What's the word? I've heard more verbiage about him leaving or wanting things to change.
He's been more demonstrative.
He hasn't done this every year.
No, it hasn't gone this far though. It hasn't gone this far.
Not like this. I don't think it's ever gotten this.
I don't know,
like,
JG. I'm at this point. I'm
It's
as
like,
as president of the Dame
we've
fan
learned
club. It's getting
nothing.
crazy.
We've learned nothing about Dame's like history here. Like he got this.
This literally
team
happens
held
every
hostage.
year, bro.
It does happen, but it hasn't been like this to where now they
It hasn't been like this.
But they can actually have a case to rebuild something good.
I agree with that point, but that's
Like
from the
Dame-
Portland. That's from the Portland side. That's not from Dame's side.
Right, but Dame also wants to be in a championship team. He's saying that now. At first, he's
Does he?
shot. He's saying
Now,
that.
Does
Hear
he?
me out.
Because I mean,
if he really wants that, would he still be there?
exactly. He could have definitely.
But he don't want it. He don't want to initiate.
So that he doesn't. Does he really want? So does he really want to win then?
Games and be like, now, as we're in the playoff picture, now's the time.
But
to get out of here.
JB, I understand what Dame is doing from obviously a perspective of you don't want to come off as the bad guy. You've given all this time to Portland, so you don't want the fans to be upset with you. I understand all that. But do you really want to win that badly or not? Because if you're not willing to ask for a trade and go to a team that gives you a chance to win, and you're basically sitting on your hands and knees hoping that Portland makes a generational trade or something. I mean, I don't see how you're doing it. Like, I understand he wants to try to win in Portland, but at this point, especially after the Scoop pick was made, I don't know how much clearer they can make it to you that either you're gonna be playing with a whole bunch of young dudes, or you're gonna have to find somewhere to go.
Here's two things. Like I just said, I don't think Portland has had the amount of access that they've had this past summer. They've never had this many assets to move forward.
Who are you moving the assets for, though?
I don't know yet. You gotta wait how offseason goes. That's what I'm saying. Let's see how the season turns out. Where people go, who trades to who. You got to figure that stuff out. I don't know right now. That's what I'm saying. Wait till the season starts and may have something more clear. But also with Scoop, the reason why I drafted Scoop, I believe, is talent. One of the most talent.
Of course.
I know it doesn't fit exactly well with Dame, but if you're trying to convince the Dame, if you're trying to make the playoffs now, trying to be a better team, get the most talented player. That'll help convince them. Unfortunately, he plays the same position, but it is what it is. You can play alongside him still. But I'll change what I said. I won't say 9th. If they're at the 11th or 12th seed when they get into the year, yes, they'll trade Dame. In 9th seed, he still probably believes they can still win a championship. Bad. I'll say if they're at the 11th, 12th seed, if they trade Dame 20 games into the season, we still finishing out with them.
Okay.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious. Like, they're at the 11th or 12th seed. 20 games into the season, are they trading Dame?
You wanted my honest opinion?
I want your honest opinion. Oh, not.
Probably not. But I don't.
They're trying to sell them tickets, man.
Now
we may hear.
I'm trying to think.
They may. I mean,
Outside of
you may
injury-
start getting rumblings from Chris Haynes again that like Dame has went into the front office and said something, but
Hear me out. If due to injury, I can probably see that. But I'm assuming at least decent health for most of the team. I don't see how that's possible. Unless Dame go out there and falls off a cliff. And I've not seen Dame do that in a minute. So
you think it's not possible for the Blazers to come out and be the 11th seed 20 games into the season? After the Lakers just did that.
My other question would be how close are they to the the 7th seed? Like in all seriousness, because like if they're a game and a half out, I don't think Dame is gonna be like.
I'm saying they could be the 10th seed and be like 2 games behind the 2nd seed. We just saw this last season.
I agree with that.
They're not gonna blow up the team. Dame's not gonna say that. He's not gonna be like.
Especially not if they went out and got
behind.
Draymond and Jeremy Grant in this hypothetical.
Let's say they are the 10th seed, right? And the gap is similar to how it was last season. Where's Dame gonna go and be like, oh wow, I made a big upgrade?
Top 4 seed possibly. That's not in the play.
Cool. Name a team.
I don't know the teams yet. I gotta see how the off season goes. That's what I'm saying.
You gotta see how the.
Only Miami, man.
Please.
It's only Miami.
I'm about to say it's only Miami that will probably make that trade. You understand how big of a trade?
I say Milwaukee's not even making that move, and they know Jrue Holiday's gonna be going in 2 years.
Mid-season to me is not like.
What?
James Harden was traded 20 games into the Rocket season.
That is different for multiple
many reasons.
So many reasons.
Name them.
They needed to find a suitor.
For James Harden.
That James had the chance to play on the
I
championship
agree.
team.
The Blazers need to find someone who can fit with Dame.
Miami is literally right
Hey,
there.
James Harden wanted to go since the start of that season. That was clear.
Yeah, he wanted to play with KD, obviously.
I don't know about that one, Brian, but he wanted to go. Yes.
You don't think James wanted to play with KD?
Right. That wasn't some driving force. I think he just wanted to get out of Houston. I believe, but he did want to leave. I think Dame is being 50-50 on leaving. But continue. They both have young players who came in, right? But I'm wrong about that.
What young players are you referring to?
I'm wrong. Their team that have high expectations. The team that have high expectations. That Rockets that year, expectations were high.
I just don't see a way Portland can retool this team right now to contend for a championship.
Exactly.
I really don't.
Bro, I just told y'all.
I'm about to say unless you're moving Scoot for Williamson, and then you're like getting another like top 30 type player. I don't know what you're doing.
Brian, you said they moving who for who?
Unless you're moving Scoot and picks for Zion Williamson, which is not going to happen. We already know that's not going to happen. I don't know what else you're doing.
So then, Nate, you don't know, you don't think they can retool trading Dame. What do they do then?
You're rebuilding.
Rebuild.
Scoot's your guy.
That's a rebuild at that point.
That is a rebuild.
Just rebuild.
Because at that point, you correct me if I'm wrong, that team has not even any all-star level talent. So at that point, you're
well, they got a couple of guys with potential talent, and then of course you got a guy in Simons who Simons averaged like what 24 when Dame was out 1 year.
Yeah, that's like saying Poole averaged 24 when he was a starter. That's the same type of
I agree.
So it's like
no,
that's cool. Oh, that's no. Oh, that's the same shit. Oh, that's the same.
You're trying to undermine it. It was half a year.
No, I'm not undermining. I'm trying to say that's good for Poole.
Oh yeah,
it's good for Simon too. It's just, but that's not a retool though. That's a rebuilding team.
No, I agree that it's not a retool. I was just talking about your point about all-star talent.
Like for example, even if they did the Heat trade right now, when whoever they get back, that's still a retooling team. Not retooling. Rebuilding team. So who would they even get back?
Probably Jovic. Well, at least if you look at Nick Wright's trades, it's probably like Tyler Hero, Jovic. Ooh. Well, not even Tyler Hero because apparently they're not interested in Tyler Hero. So like Duncan, maybe Duncan, Tyler Hero, Gabe, maybe Caleb. Like these are nasty names that we're saying, but like
Gabe is a unrestricted free agent, so.
Oh, so you can't. Well, I mean, you can sign and trade him, right?
Trade him, yeah.
If we see Paul George with Dame,
that makes him a better basketball team.
Who's getting traded for Paul George? I just want to know who's getting traded for Paul George in this. It
would have to be like
that one. Would have to be Scoot. That one would have to be Scoot.
Hey man, Scoot in LA. I might have to deal with that. That might help. That might actually help your case for Rookie of the Year, JB.
I said, no. I said, what if they trade Dame for Paul George?
Why would you trade Dame for Paul George?
Because they're retooling.
If you trade Dame for Paul George, you're basically going to be in the same position and probably even worse.
That's even worse.
You get Dame to a spot where he wants the championship roster, whatever, right? That's the Clippers would be with him.
Dame and Kawhi. So you're telling me you're trading Dame to a team whose best player doesn't even have, can't even stay healthy for a regular season, for like half a regular season at this point. And you're trading Paul George, who obviously from a basketball perspective would fit, but is not, but is like, I mean, they're on the same tier, but is not going to carry you as the best player. He's not a floor raiser anymore.
You know what the sick thing is? Them contracts match up perfectly.
They do, which is crazy.
I just could.
You could do one.
No, you didn't. No, you did not.
The best asset you're getting for Dame.
Why? But hold on. Time out.
For some reason,
but why are you
were saying they will play together? That makes more sense.
Exactly. Dame and PG playing together would have made more sense. But trading
Dame for Kawhi.
What the? Can you stop? No, the other way.
Are you giving me picks? Are you giving me picks with Kawhi?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Why would the Trailblazers do that?
Listen, because
It must be a situation where Kawhi is just like gonna agree to load manage the whole season, so that way you can just go ahead and tank if we're doing this. Because I have no idea why.
The deals that we're seeing for Dame are so low. I believe getting Paul George is probably the best asset you would get. I think so.
But why get Paul George when he would theoretically hurt your development?
Ain't he like 35?
Hurt who development?
He would hurt the team's development because Shaden's probably not starting at that point, and then Scoot's got to share the ball with Paul George.
You think first of all, you see that backcourt? It's already Scoot, Dame, and Fernie. Shaden ain't starting shit anyways. First of all,
he's starting over Scoot.
That opens up more minutes for Charlotte because Paul George gonna play the 3. I'm confused what you mean by that.
You're saying if they trade Dame for PG, the starting lineup would probably be
Scoot, Simons, PG,
Scoot, Simons, PG,
Grant, and then Nurkic.
This doesn't serve. Like if you're getting rid of Damian Lillard at this point, there's no point in trying to contend for a chip.
Thank you, Nate.
I'm not saying contend for a chip. I said get the best asset.
Then why are you talking about retooling?
That asset is good, right? I'm not even joking. That team you just named with PG and the rest of the youth. That's a play-in team at the minimum, if not better.
I agree.
So why would you want that?
You don't want to be that good.
Because the Blazers aren't trying to contend. Dame
No, JB. Why would you want to be a play-in team if you're the Blazers? Why would you want to be a play-in / playoff team if you're the Blazers?
You don't want. I'm not saying you want to. I'm saying you're getting the best asset, and that's what happens to be Paul George, who's a great talent. You can then ship Paul George wherever you want to ship him to and get better rebuilding assets.
Okay, that's great. Why would Dame want to play with Kawhi after seeing?
I think Dame Paul George raises the Clipper ceiling. I think so.
That's fine, but why would he want to play with Kawhi?
When Kawhi get hurt, you're in the same situation you were already.
You think the Clippers and Blazers are in the same position right now?
If Kawhi's hurt, it's looking pretty damn close.
If Kawhi's hurt, honestly, I think even if Kawhi's hurt, that Clippers team is still better than that Blazers team.
The Clippers team is in a better situation because they got young veterans, but they're not.
Because you said Dame care about.
No. They're not a championship team. I think they're a playoff team compared to a playing team, though. We'll say that. I think that's fair.
I agree with you there, JB, but you're not making any deep postseason runs if Kawhi's hurt.
Okay. You know what? Look, we can end the podcast right now.
No, I'm not letting you run away with that shit. No, you're gonna sit here and talk about this BS. I'm tired of it.
No, because let me ask you this, JB. If you have a bunch of young talent, like young promising talent,
sir,
and you don't want a first round pick until 2025, wouldn't the correct course of action for this franchise be like, yes, Paul George, if you're talking just straight up player for player, would get you the best return in terms of who's as good as Dame, or like who's in the same tier as Dame, in terms of just a basketball player. But wouldn't it just be better to stockpile on picks, develop your future, develop your core, and then when the time comes, you have the draft capital to make a pick for a star, and then you'll have players that are developed. It's like, this is a much better chance of winning a championship versus trying to win one with theoretically Paul George.
Let me answer for JB. What I think he's saying, they trade for Paul George, right? Yes. They didn't do what the Wizards did and immediately trade Paul George somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what he's saying, but I don't know we're talking about. If this was Paul George after OKC, maybe, or like Paul George after Indiana. Paul George right now is not getting you more than maybe what Dame is getting.
So at that point, you're
probably getting a Bradley Beal type of return.
Okay, so this is Dame's value, right? Because Dame still was a All NBA level player when he played last season. He was not
right there. Stop right there. No, you're not wrong. But Brian, what's that Heat package again? Just one more time.
That's if he's just going to Miami.
That's the problem. There's no other teams for Dame, but there's more teams for Paul George, right?
I mean, there's more teams for Paul George.
See, you go get Paul George.
Time out. What teams are there for Paul George if we're doing this?
You can do Dallas, man. You could do whatever.
And what's Dallas giving up?
What the hell is Dallas?
I'm just saying teams that favor Paul George.
Oh, no, you gotta say what the hell they trade.
Exactly, because unless he's saying they go trade Kyrie straight up, but then that's
bad.
Dame for Paul George all over again. I guess I don't know.
I'm really lock in. I'm sorry. You can do the
You
Hawks.
just trade star for star.
You can do the Hawks. You can do the Cavs. Paul George, he fit dead.
The
He
Hawks?
fits in a lot of places. You can do Philly for Paul George. You can do. There's so many places you can send Paul George to. It's not the same with Dame. That's why I said.
What does this have to do with Dame though?
But why wouldn't the Clippers just?
He's saying that
he's
saying that Paul George's trade market would net you more assets than Dame because of the Miami Heat trade.
I'm just trying
Theoretical
to
trade for Dame.
Wouldn't you get more value trading Dame at that point?
No, because y'all just told me that only place he can go is the Heat.
That's not the only place he can go.
I asked y'all just said the Heat and named no one else.
No, but I'm
Heat,
saying
Nets,
who can give
Bucks,
who can give
Sixers.
the best package to Portland for the future is probably the Heat, just because of the draft picks that they have. That's really it.
Those teams you named too, like Nate said, to the Bucks, to the Heat, you said the Sixers. What picks? Sending him to another retooling situation because you're just trading for veterans.
Miami has the first pick for 2024, 2025, and 2026.
And what players you getting back?
Talero.
You can get
others.
And then you can get players.
I'm about to say, getting somebody like Jovic would probably be better. Like you're trying to get young guys at that point. It's not about getting a proven star.
That's a good. At this, with this, you gotta understand. You gotta look at trades in a different view because the new CBA has cooked them.
Especially with the money that they making.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just saw what Bradley Beal went for.
He had a no trade clause, man.
But don't people basically say that like everybody like that superstars basically have a de facto no trade clause at this point?
Man, they just traded Porzingis, who was basically like an all-star last season for Tyus Jones. Like, come on, be serious, JV.
I think they can do better than what the Heat packages.
But I say he sit here acting like you gonna get Rudy Gobert packages for Paul George. Like, come on, bro.
Who do you think Paul George is right now? What do you think his value is? Can you just while saying players?
Thank you. Like the Knicks were we literally thought that he might go to the Knicks for a second, and then the Knicks were like, we're not even trading picks, and they have like 15 million picks.
I think that you said value for Paul George. I think Paul George can net you a good young player. So I think it's actually similar to Dame. A good young player.
So why not just trade Dame?
Thank you.
I just said that you can't send Dame to as many places you can send a Paul George to.
Oh, what does this have to do with Paul George? We're talking about Dame here.
Because I'm trying to send Dame to a contender, right? That's what he wants. That's what he wants.
Yeah, but
PG wouldn't want the same thing?
Go ahead, Nate.
But I'm saying, if you're Portland, cool, send him a contender. That's fine. Right. But what you care about, too, is making sure you got something to help you invest for the future.
Exactly. So you can do a 3-team trade, or you can just get a player from that contender team and trade them for the assets that you want.
adding Paul George to this team does not change the trajectory of what they can do in the short term.
Thank you.
But it hurts what they can do long term.
It hurts they do long term. Trade them again. Just gonna trade him again. How's it hurt?
Where are you trading him to? Because I'm sure he's probably gonna have the same list of destinations as.
Let's say.
No, because hold up. No. I got what JB saying. The reason why it's not going to work is because Paul George, after
he's not about to want to get traded.
Has one more year left on his contract and is an unrestricted free agent, and he's going to be 35 years old. No team has the incentive to be like, you know what? Let's just go. They'll wait a year.
Or if they trade for him, it'll be god awful. They won't get no value back.
Okay.
And then you end up with RJ Barrett.
I think the value that you get from Dame is comparable to Paul George, but I understand what y'all saying.
I hear you, player for player for sure. But I just think, and I agree with you 1,000,000%. If they want to win now and they want to get rid of Dame, then yeah. But I just don't think they get better enough as a team. I think they just need to blow it up. But I agree.
I'm not looking for them to get better. I'm saying get the best you can get for Dame and then move forward from that. You can send him off somewhere he can still win, and then after that's figured out, you can figure out how to get the assets that you want. That's my stance on it, but we're gonna see. We're gonna have to see.
I don't know if Paul George.
I'll let you run with this too long. I'm still trying to figure out how Dame on the Clippers is a better championship team, especially with Kawhi's history.
I just don't.
I think Dame can carry a team better than Paul George can carry a team.
Yeah.
That's fine, but again, if Kawhi's not there, it's not going to mean too much.
But Kawhi's on the team. It's better than not having Kawhi on the team at all.
Why are you?
If he's not playing, is there really a difference?
Y'all think he's not gonna play at all?
Have we erased
Have you
the last 4
seen
years
like
of Kawhi
the
memory or
Clippers
something? Like,
playoff
are you trying
runs,
to be funny?
JB? Have we not watched these games? What's going on, man?
Last year wasn't bad in the playoffs. It was good.
Kawhi is
has
great
not
when he
played
plays.
a
Like, I'm not going to
full-
sit here and act like he's not great when he plays. The problem is he doesn't play a whole lot, especially
He
come
has not
playoff
played
time.
a full good playoff run.
In 2 years.
His whole
Did JG just freeze on y'all?
Oh, I froze.
Uh-oh. Okay, JB's still here. I see Nate. It looks like Nate's moving. So, yeah, I guess JG's frozen.
Are they frozen?
Me and you?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I was about to say, I think all of us are fine. Because I saw Nate,
I think-
move slightly. So, I was like, I think he's
your
okay.
tickles aren't bad. Your tickles aren't bad. I just don't think it helps them to. If they want to win now, sure, but I don't think they. I don't think it helps them to win now.
I agree with. I see what y'all saying too. And again, I'm not saying the Blazers need to win now. Like I say, I just think you should get the best you can get for Dame. I think that Heat package is not the best you get for Dame. I think that's a terrible package.
It was for dang JG.
Oh damn, he came back.
Turn the camera off.
You probably got to figure out what's going on first.
whole time. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Turn
we
the
hear you,
blur
we
off.
hear you.
I'm telling you,
I'll-
that's why you're.
No, I was talking to
The blur.
I was talking to them dudes. I couldn't. Brian was frozen, but JB and Nate was talking the whole
This is
time.
good. This is good. I can-
But,
You was frozen on our end.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. Don't end that take because you said Kawhi, and Kawhi hasn't had one good playoff run as a Clipper. You need to explain yourself. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yes, he has.
What season?
The Mavs series.
Did he not get hurt?
Was it not a good playoff run?
If you get hurt, that defeats the purpose. They need you.
I'm about to
for the
say he
whole
was
run.
balling until he got hurt against the Jazz. I'm not going to lie.
They said this season too.
I know y'all can hear Jalen. I can't hear him.
I can hear him.
I can hear him.
I can't hear him. What the heck?
Just tell me stupid. Can somebody tell him that?
I'm not saying that. He said a mean thing though.
Oh wow,
Yeah, he said something very mean.
that's crazy. You got it on tape.
Yeah, I was supposed to say no, because I'm looking at the stats right now. Outside of he played 11 games in
You
2021.
I understand. Other than the
13.
bubble, he's actually played well, but he doesn't finish his runs for injury purposes, or he hasn't just been there.
Like, he was good
like-
against the Suns, but then he just had a bad
He's
series.
talking right now.
Okay.
JG, turn the
like-
blur off, man.
I don't think that's why
It's-
I don't think that's why JB can't hear him.
No, I'm saying it's why he's lagging though. Like in terms of,
I can try. Hold on.
I promise you, blur just.
Where's that setting?
They still got the little dots for me. I can't see.
Damn, he got dots.
Yeah.
Man, what the hell?
You see you're loading in.
I'm about to say, yeah, JB might be cooked. I don't know. Because he can. It seems like he can hear
He
us.
basically he just basically JB. All he said is he said your take is stupid, and that was a justification. That's all he really said.
Damn, I said more than that.
Okay,
Damn.
what else did he say?
That Kawhi hasn't been healthy, so why would you
And-
assume he's going to be healthy for a playoff run for a championship run if that's what Dame wants?
And he said you can't assume He said you can't assume Kawhi's healthy because he hasn't been healthy in the past for a playoff run. So why would it change now?
That's fair. That's fair. I think Paul George's health is a concern too. That's why I say trade for Dame. I think that helps your ceiling.
Okay, I think that will have to be bleeped as well. But yeah, let's wrap it up, fellas.
Yeah, we might have to mute a couple of
Said
things.
something. He said
JB said tonight.
JG said a lot of questionable things today.
Check out her.
Yeah. Man, I'll just know, like, no, you're right.
It's all right. We can disagree. We're gonna see how the season turns out.
Clip that, chat. Clip that.
Yeah, I think no. All right, Brian, you want to take us home?
Yeah, man. I think we gonna leave it here for now. We may come back and give you some more draft pick predictions later. This ran a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. It had a very, very spirited debate though. It's very good to see. Yeah, this has been another episode of What's the Play podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with everybody you know. I'd like to thank JB, JG, and Nate for coming out tonight and having this conversation. Next episode should be, free agency based, but we will see. Also, this episode might have came out after this drop, but go check out the new article JB just wrote about the Orlando Magic. We'll have the link in the description for the video. And yeah, stay tuned for the next play.